Now to our next topic. The renewable energy solution firm Arnergy has recently launched a Diaspora initiative, allowing Nigerians from across the globe an opportunity to invest in solar energy solutions generated by lithium-ion energy, which is considered a sustainable alternative to fossil fuel generators. The scheme is set to become a major factor in the country's ambitions to become a net zero economy. For more on this, I'm now being joined by Arnergy CEO Femi Adeyemo, who joins me from Lagos. Femi Adeyemo, thank you so much for joining me on Channels Business Global. You've got yourself a pretty innovative scheme. Tell me how it came about.
Thank you, Juliana, and thank you for having me today on your program. At Arnergy, we've been around for about 8 years now, and it had dawned on us that we need to come forward and put together a program for Nigerians in diaspora, because over the years, we've seen a few Nigerians in diaspora that have businesses at home struggle to run the businesses sustainably, either because of sharp practices or because of diesel costs that have been seeing skyrocketing prices of late. So that's why we've come up with the Diaspora innovation that allows Nigerians abroad, either in North America or in Europe or everywhere else, to be able to pay to acquire solar solutions, but on a monthly basis. So they don't have to come forward with the upfront cost immediately. They can use their credit card, given that they work and live in a credit-based system. They are now able to pay us using their credit card for a period of over up to 36 months before they own the system.
Absolutely.
Versus what before.
Sorry to cut you there, Femi, but I was going to say, because the topic of using diaspora remittances for lasting change is huge at the moment. I know the EU and the AU recently had a huge a webinar discussion about looking at how money sent home can be used for more than just being a welfare system. So hopefully it will be well received. You've gone into a little bit of details, but can you tell me exactly how this is going to work?
Absolutely. And you're very spot on that. Nigerian has seen, close to $20 billion, over the last 3 years, plus or minus $20 billion on an annual basis. So, and indeed, it's high time that we change the narrative around what are those money being used for. So, again, we know that SME is the bedrock of economies like Nigeria. So, what we're trying to do is, instead of those remittances coming into the country and the diaspora not being able to point to significant changes or significant economic development, what we have decided to do is, starting with those that have existing businesses or are looking to set up new businesses, instead of acquiring maybe solar solutions or generators that within 24 months, they might have packed up and no longer functional. We have now come up with solutions where on their phone or on the internet, wherever they are, they can go to our website, arnergy.com, and be able to subscribe to systems, which is, from 5 kilowatts and above. And these are systems that can power either it is hospitals, quick service restaurants, hotels, or what have you. And then with that, they are able to pay on a monthly basis using their credit card. And over up to 36 months, maintenance of the system is on us. What has happened before now is, diaspora buy maybe a generator to power their business. The operating expenses of diesel generator is very expensive. Or maybe some that are even acquired solar solutions, but maybe because of the seemingly high upfront cost, they're looking for maybe a cheaper alternative, which at the end of the day is not cheap, because some of those with, for instance, lead acid batteries will die, maybe give it 24 months maximum. But we've come forward with a solution that is more or less plug and play that can last excess of 10 years.
What about the costs, Femi?
Exactly. So the cost, what we've done is we have more or less, with our innovation, we have reduced the costs. And they don't even have to pay outrightly. They can pay us on a monthly basis.
What are the costs? What would be a monthly cost? Just an average.
For instance, for our 5 kilowatt system, our monthly cost is about 100,000 naira. And if you compare that to running a diesel generator, or maybe even a 6 kVA, 7.5 kVA, or 10 kVA even petrol generator, they would spend excess of 140,000 naira on a monthly basis.
We're running out of time, and there's a lot to discuss here, Femi. I'm so sorry to cut into you again, but what has the reaction been in the diaspora?
I mean, we've seen pent-up demand. Like I had mentioned before, we've seen some of these come, I mean, maybe 3 requests a month, 4 requests here and there. So what we have done now is to be able to more or less put it together and put a structure behind it that can make it now easier. Because before now, maybe Nigerians are transferring Naira to us, or they're using their accounts in Nigeria. But now we've more or less taken it to them, that you don't have to maybe have a Naira account in Nigeria before you can acquire it. Right where you are, in Canada, in North America, in London, you can use your credit card to acquire this system, and you are then on the path to running a sustainable business, or even for your loved ones at home in Nigeria. Instead of them sending them money to buy petrol on a weekly or a monthly basis, get a solar solution for them, and then, I mean, they can live a sustainable and a sane life in Nigeria.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful initiative. Though I've got to say, here in the UK, you know, the use of credit should only be for people that can afford it. But nevertheless, of course, we know that the issue of diaspora remittances and exactly what we can do with them is palpable. And this sounds like a fantastic way. Femi Adeyemo, CEO of Arnergy, thank you so much for joining me on Channels Business Global. Thanks, Femi.
Thank you, Juliana. Thank you for having me today.